Meeting to order. Can I have everyone please stand and ask our student reps to lead us through the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. Madam Chair, it's my understanding, before we do the swearing of the members, Mrs. Carmody, who's unable to attend tonight due to a medical emergency, was sworn in earlier today?
Yes, she was. I visited her, and she was sworn in earlier today.
Okay, thank you. She wishes to participate remotely, so I am going to call her in, and then we are going to ask you if you can swear our other members in. So give me one moment, please.
Hello.
Hi, Terry, it's Steve. You were on speaker in the Public Assembly Room. We have just called the meeting to order and done the pledge. Before we go any further, Madam Clerk Larkin is going to swear in the other board members. She confirmed that you were sworn in earlier today, so just stand by for us, okay?
Certainly.
All right. Madam Clerk?
Okay, can I have the board members please stand and raise your right hands? Do you solemnly swear you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, and you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties for the Southington Board of Education to the best of your ability, so help you God? I do. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all of you, and welcome back to Lisa and Dawn. So at this time, I'd like to call for nominations for chairperson of the Board of Education. I'm going to start with the board member to our far right.
Mr. Medancy,
Yes.
I would like to nominate Zaya Oceana. It is an honor and a privilege for me to do that. He has served our community on the Planning and Zoning Commission for 18 years, has served on the Board of Education for 14 years, has always put the children and the citizens of Southington first. He has always been a gentleman, has always respected and honored those that he's had to deal with. He is very proud tonight to have his family with him. I know I can't see, but I know his mom is there, his wife is there, his daughter, his son-in-law, and his sister is there. And I think I hear some little wings up in heaven that are probably also here saying, "Good job, Zaya. I'm very proud of you." So that is my nomination, Mr. Medancy.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to second that.
Okay. Any other nominations? Hearing none, can we do a roll call, please?
Mr. Bazuski.
Yes.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Mrs. Camuso. Please. Yes, say it. Miss Carmody.
Yes?
Mr. Carson.
Yes.
Miss Clark.
Yes.
Mrs. Daranowski Anastasi.
Yes.
Mr. Oshana.
Yes.
And Mr. Whitehead.
Yes.
We have a unanimous vote. Congratulations, Mr. Oceana.
Thank you. Just a couple quick comments, if that's okay. I just want to say I'm deeply honored and humbled to be here tonight as an elected member of the Board of Education and as your newly elected chairperson. And I want to thank the community for placing your trust and confidence in me and in all of us at the dais. Your support means the world to me and to all of us, and I'm committed to serving our schools, our families, and our community with integrity, dedication, and transparency. I also want to thank my fellow board members for your trust in electing me as your chairperson. I'm excited to work alongside each of you, and we're here for one reason. We're here for the students, so we're here to provide the best possible educational opportunities for those students. And I'm proud to serve with a group of people that come from different backgrounds, different experiences, and different perspectives, but we all have the same goal. We're going to do what's right for our students, the teachers, our families, and our community. And lastly, I want to thank my family for their encouragement, their patience, mostly my wife for her patience over the years, and their love. I come from a family of educators. I'm proud to say my sister was an educator, my mom was an educator, and my daughter is now a second grade teacher in Cheshire. And to my father, who Terry was referencing in her speech, thank you, Terry, who was an educator and served on this board for 34 years. I thank him for being my role model and for teaching me what public service truly means. And his legacy inspires me every day. So congratulations to all my fellow board members. I'm excited. This is going to be a good year. I look forward to working with you and building on our community's proud tradition of excellence in education. So thank you. And with that, I would like to call for nominations for the position of Vice Chairperson for the Board of Education. Mr. Brown?
I would like to put the name of Terry Carmody up for Vice Chair. Terry and I taught together for almost 50 years. She started at DePaulo, I started at Kennedy, and then we went to the high school together, teaching social studies. Terry always put students first, and that included all students. Sometimes she would take the toughest ones, gladly. And she's also been an advocate for teachers, so I'm proud to put the name of Terry Carmody into nomination for Vice Chair.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? Mr. Bashevsky?
I would like to nominate Mr. Robert Brown for the role of Vice Chair of the Southington Board of Education. I've had the pleasure of serving with Mr. Brown as a board member over the past number of terms. Bob has always been clear in his beliefs, a wealth of knowledge, and above all, a gracious listener. I'm hard-pressed to find anyone sitting here today that makes it a mission to understand the thoughts of others and engage in meaningful dialogue the way that he does. His continued activity and engagement with state legislatures makes him invaluable for a leadership role on this board. His service to the union for understanding the dynamic between our educators and administrators to work collaboratively further galvanizes what a leader is. It is the prerogative of this board to make some very large decisions and guidance for our district in the next 2 years, and an attention to detail will be of utmost importance. Your love of service, and above all, your love for the students in this district make you an exceptionally qualified person for the Vice Chair role, Mr. Brown. I hope you understand this.
Are there any other nominations? No other nominations? Okay, hearing none, I'll ask the recording secretary to come up, and with your vote, would you please say the person whom you are voting for?
Mr. Bajewski.
Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown.
Mrs. Carmody.
Mrs. Camuso.
Mrs. Carmody.
Mrs. Carmody.
Mrs. Carmody.
Mr. Carson.
Mr. Bob Brown.
Mrs. Clark.
Mr. Brown.
Miss Daranowski Anastasio.
Mrs. Carmody.
Mr. Whitehead.
Mr. Brown.
And Mr. Oshana.
Mrs. Carmody? We have a vote, 5 for Mrs. Carmody and 4 for Mr. Brown. Mrs. Carmody has been elected to the position of Vice Chair for the Board of Education. Congratulations, Mrs. Carmody. Would you like to say anything at this point?
No, but I thank you very much for those of you who did support me. I will continue to do the work that I have for the last 18 years, making certain that I can reach all of the students as best I can. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Whoop. And now I will be looking for nominations for the position of Board of Education Secretary. Ms. Camuso?
Yes, I'd like to nominate Dawn Daranowski Anastasio. Dawn was secretary in her first term on the Board of Ed from 2021 to 2023. She's a third-generation Board of Ed member, continuing a family tradition of volunteer community service and dedication to the children of Southington. Her great-uncle, Walter Daranowski, served for 39 years on the school board, and her father, David Daranowski, who I also served with, retired this month after 34 years of service. Thank you to him. Dawn looks forward to continuing advocating for the children of Southington Public School System.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? Mr. Bashevsky?
Thank you, Mr. Roshana. I would like to nominate Ms. Lisa Camuso for the role of Secretary of the Southington Board of Education. Having had worked with Lisa early on in my role on this board, she's been a glowing example of what we define in our vision of a graduate. She emulates civic-mindedness, curiosity, understanding, and although quiet at times, is a communicator. This was a very important quality that I had seen firsthand when she worked with our more senior board members to learn our role and how to best serve the community when we first served. Also a listener, I have no doubt that Ms. Camuso would be an asset to the work we are tasked to achieve in the next 2 years. Communication is key for making decisions and doing what's best for students. I feel that you are most qualified for this role as Secretary of the Southington Board of Education.
Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Hearing none, I'd ask the recording secretary to come up and call the roll, and we would vote by saying the name of the person to whom we are voting for.
Mr. Badrowski.
Ms. Camuso.
Mr. Brown.
Dawn?
Ms. Camuso.
Dawn Anastasio.
Mrs. Carmody.
Dawn Anastasia.
Mr. Carson.
Miss Lisa Camuso.
Mrs. Clark.
Ms. Camuso.
Mrs. Daranowski Anastasio.
Dawn Anastasio.
Mr. Whitehead.
Miss Camuso.
And Mr. Oshana.
Dawn Anastasio. We have a vote of 5-4. Dawn Anastasio, you are the new Board of Education Secretary. Congratulations. Dawn, would you like to say some words? You sure? All right. Okay. We are going to take a short recess, 5-minute recess, and then we will be back to resume our meeting. and retired in 1990. Also, we lost on November 1st Dr. Angelo Capola. Dr. Capola was hired as a teacher in September of 1964 and worked at Lincoln Lewis and Beecher Street schools until June of 1967. He was hired as assistant superintendent of schools in August of 1992. Mr. Capola retired in June of 2003 after 40 years as a devoted teacher, guidance counselor, school psychologist, research and evaluation specialist, director of special education, and assistant superintendent of schools across Southington, Meriden, Terryville, Plymouth, and the University of Hartford. Can we please have a moment of silence for both of those gentlemen? Thank you very much. Okay, I'm looking for approval of minutes from our October 23rd, 2025 meeting.
So moved.
Second?
We have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. Okay, we're going to start with public communication, starting with our student board representatives.
Hello everyone. Today we want to start off by introducing ourselves for those we haven't had the pleasure to meet yet. I'm Archie Roy and I'm 11th grader at Southington High School.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Simansing. I am a senior at Southington High. Ethan Hoffman, who could not be here tonight, he's at a banquet for cross country, which you will hear a lot about over the next year or two. So with that, I would like to hand it over to Archie for district reports.
To begin, I would like to congratulate all of you on your successful campaign, and we can't wait to work with you this year. So for the district report, at Daranowski, the Therapeutic Learning Center program hosted a district food drive to support kids in needs. Kids from K to 12 and 3 to 5 classrooms will be teaming up to collect donations together. For JFK Middle School, they had a Hats for Hope on Friday. Students and staff were able to wear hats to proceed of Tommy Fund, a local organization that helps students with cancer. The Student Leadership Council incorporated a gratitude wall that has donations that's posted in the cafeteria with cards including positive messages. And the Southington Community Services recently filled their van with donations of canned goods that will go out to local families for Thanksgiving. The Comprehensive Learning Center is sponsoring the annual bingo event at JFK that helps raise funds for field trips. On November 7th, Flanders Elementary held their 21st Veterans Day ceremony, where they honored those who served with a breakfast, student artwork, readings from students, alongside vocal and instrumental vocal performances. At DePaulo, 8th grader students decorated veteran stars to be displayed throughout the school that will honor veterans within their own family, and they wrote letters through Operation Gratitude. They would like to thank Army Sergeant Lou Urso, a Vietnam veteran. DePaulo Middle School's International Club explores and celebrates beauty and diversity of the myriad of cultures represented in the students of the body of our school. Every day, they learn about new cultures and research and learn about traditions. Students will learn about the geography, history, and typical foods and building valuable connections from various backgrounds. The first Lego League competition on Saturday will be taking place at DePaulo Middle School, hosted by the members of the high school Cyberknight robotics team, which we will have teams all around the town and state participating in. And DePaulo's leadership program is now collecting toys for the annual holiday toy drive.
So I'm going to now talk about our school, specifically at Southington High. Over the weekend, we had our Blue Knights marching band compete at MetLife Stadium. They placed second at nationals with a score of 96.45, which I've been told is the highest in their history. They have yet to check the record books. I will get back to you on that. The color guard, also at MetLife Stadium, awarded the best color guard as well. So congratulations to those programs. Currently, students and teachers are in Italy on their Italy trip, completing an educational and cultural immersion and experience. This week, they are attending Italian classes, so hopefully they are enjoying their time there. The Veterans Concert performed on Monday night, and students from Team 195, as Archie mentioned, our robotics team, visited the American Legion as well on that day. The American Legion Oratorical Contest, which students had participated in from last year, and one of our own students won at the state level, will be happening again this year. Powder Puff will be scheduled 3 games, one on Saturday, and the first one will be at 6 p.m. So we encourage you guys to go out and show support. Parent-teacher conferences. Mr. Arroyan is likely there right now. It is happening right now, as I mentioned. And this is the first year that schools are not hosting an open house at the high school. So instead, we are replacing that with a spring parent-teacher conferences. The cultural night on December 3rd, preparing to participate in the school's cultural showcase. We also had our annual pep rally for homecoming and the homecoming game, which I will get to how the football team performed, but they did defeat one of the best teams in the state. So that's exciting. But everybody at the dance and the pep rally had a great time. Juniors and seniors showed out at the homecoming dance, and it was a very fun-filled and event-filled night. On to sports. This is likely the last time you'll hear about fall sports as we're getting into the winter. Katie Kavanaugh, one of our girls cross-country captains and seniors, qualified for New England Regionals with her top 25 performance at the State Open and ran up in Vermont this past weekend. And then she continued to come down to Southington High School and attend homecoming that same day. So a great accomplishment for her, and what a wild day she had. 8 swimmers from the girls swim team advanced through the Class L time trials and competed in the championships this past Wednesday. And as I mentioned, the homecoming game, that Southington High School football team, they beat previously undefeated and number 4 ranked in the state, Windsor High School, 28-7 at home in a crazy upset. Kudos to our football team. The team will now host Maloney this Friday for senior night, which I've been told can be our ticket into the state playoffs. Many student athletes recently attended a CIAC conference titled Student Empowerment Day. The day featured leadership panels, breakout sessions, and activities focused on empowering students, building confidence, and fostering a sense of community. The event included sessions for students with specific panels for men of color and women's leadership. With that, I thank you guys for listening to us this evening.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions for our students? No? Okay. Communications from Board of Education members. Mr. Brown?
Yeah, I'd like to congratulate everybody who was elected. Couple real brief comments. Kind of a pledge myself, and maybe request that we all kind of do these things. But first one is to collaborate. We're here for the same reasons. We may have different points of view on things, which is a good thing, I think, in a democracy, but let's work together for one common focus, and that is the best for our students and to help our teachers teach those students. The second thing is to listen. We need to listen to the public, the parents, the students, the teachers, because they're the ones we work for. We were elected by them and we represent them. We can't always do everything they ask us, but we should at least listen. And I will make every effort to do that. And the last one is to work efficiently and effectively. Budgets are always the toughest thing we do, and let's try to find ways to do that in an efficient way, but still meet the needs of our students. So that's it, and let's have a good 2 years.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Yep.
Anybody else? Ms. Camuso?
So I just want to say that it is truly an honor to be here tonight as a newly appointed board member, serving my second term, serving with some of the same folks as last time. So congratulations to everyone here. I do want to sincerely thank the community for coming out and entrusting me with this very important role. Your confidence in me, in my ability to serve and support our schools means a great deal to me. I am deeply committed to upholding that trust and listening, as Mr. Brown said, to all members of the community. Thank you again, Southington.
Anybody else? Mr. Carson?
Yeah, just real briefly, I echo those sentiments, and you know, and specifically to you, Mr. Brown. You're a member on this board, and someone in the community that, myself, has looked up to, and as an example of how to lead, and how to listen and make decisions according to the people that put us here on this board really want and need within our school district. So thank you to you. Thank you to, our voters and our electorate that came out to the polls and make this board and its makeup possible. And with that said, I think that we've laid the groundwork and the foundation for some new school facilities, and really are on an upswing, to do some positive things here in Southington, and I'm excited for the next 2 years.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, no. Communication from the administration.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Couple brief announcements. One, I won't go over the band competitions, great performance in nationals, but I did catch one thing that they didn't catch. Because it's been a little time since between our meetings, they were the Division 4 Connecticut State Champions, sweeping all captions, including Best Music, Best Visual, Best Overall Effect, Best Color Guard, and Best Percussion. So in addition to nationals, they went in with a lot of momentum. It was great to watch them perform at Music of the Night this year. I knew they were a special group. In your packet, you'll see there is a letter to Governor Lamont and the Bonding Commission from our entire delegation advocating for funding for the high school tennis court and parking lot project. So I look forward to continuing to work with both our town officials and our state officials to see if we can't keep that project moving. It's very important. I, too, want to thank the community for supporting the referendum to get the roofs fixed at Thalberg, Hatton, and Strong. Overwhelming support for that, and so it just shows how invested families in our community are in the schools, and it's much appreciated. Proud to say that the parking lot project at Strong this week was completed. So we know parking at Strong has been tight for many years. So I want to thank this board for supporting that project, and I'm glad we were able to bring some relief to those families. And last but not least, and I don't want to embarrass you, but I'm going to, Mrs. Clark, I was notified by CAVE that you have earned a Certified Board of Education member designation. And with that, it says, congratulations, you have earned Certified Board of Education member designation. Very few other Connecticut Board of Ed members have earned this honor. With your attendance at numerous CAVE Cats conventions, CAVE workshops, and programs and other events, you have acquired a wide variety of skills, knowledge, and abilities. This is a great accomplishment. You are to be commended. You have earned the required 20 credits in the areas of board relations, policy, curriculum, school finance, school law, labor relations, and board operations. So congratulations to you.
Hey, congratulations.
And I have no idea how you found the time to do all that. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Bedancy. Does anybody have any questions for the administration? No? Okay. Communications from the public on items on the agenda only at this point.
Would you like me to start the timer?
Please start the time. Yes,
This
please.
is the first time hearing. Start the clock. I'll be under the 3. Dave Darrenowski, 745 Berry Patch Way, Southington. Got to follow the proper procedure.
Thank you, Mr. Darrenowski.
Actually, I just wanted to say congratulations to all of you. You've got a task ahead of you over the next couple of years to fulfill a lot of obligations to the town. And I think I think there's a great team. The administration will be there behind you to support you. But again, congratulations to all of you, and good luck.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, Mr. Darrenowski.
Okay. Anybody else from the public wish to speak on items on the agenda? Okay, hearing none. Superintendent's report. Motion on the personnel report.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the personnel report. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Town government communications, Mr. Medancy? No?
None this evening.
Excellent. perfect. New business, 2 items, the capital improvement plan for 2026, 27 to 2030, 31. This is a first read, so we have an opportunity. It's in our in board book and in our packages. If you could all take a look at that, read it over. If there are any questions over the next couple of weeks, please refer them to Mr. Vidancy, Mrs. Mellett, Mr. Finkel, and I'd appreciate if you just send any messages and if you can copy me on those so I would know what's going on. Okay. And approval of out-of-state overnight field trips for the SHS marching band going to Washington, D.C. I don't believe there's anybody here from
No,
the
we,
band this
when
evening.
it's a standing trip annually, we typically don't ask them to attend, so we
Okay.
would just need a motion in a second.
Okay, I'm looking for a motion. Mr. Bashevsky?
Move to accept or approve the out-of-state overnight field trip for the SHS marching band.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? I just have one thing I want to say. My son was in the marching band when he was in high school many, many years ago. This marching band is such a great ambassador for the town of Southington. They are an amazing group of young men and women. The shows they put on, I don't know how they learn it. I learned what a dot book was when Zay was in the band, and I don't know how they know where they're supposed to go and how they play and walk and run and make those movements. But they are an amazing, like I said, ambassador group for our town. They represent us very well. And Mrs. Osias and Mr. Stupler do a fantastic job with that group of kids. So,
Can I ask one question? Is this during the Cherry Blossom Festival down there? Is that, or is there another?
That's a great question. I'll get back to you on that.
I know it has been in the past.
Well, that's what I was wondering, because like a gazillion years ago, when dinosaurs walked, I marched in the Cherry Blossom. That's why I was curious when I saw that. So I was just wondering.
Okay,
But,
excellent.
yeah.
Barefoot though, right? You can march barefoot.
Mrs. Clark, when I was in the band, and I do know how they do that. But, yeah, and it's incredible to hear all of these updates about the schools in general, but about the band especially. I was in the Guard, so can't wait to see Music of the Night as a board member again. But, yeah, as far as we went, I believe, in April vacation, but we went to Disney, and
Oh, pardon us.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't
I don't think
DC
Disney was around when but we walked. It was back when the dinosaurs walked, so we'll just leave it at that.
Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Oh, wonderful. Good luck to them, and they'll have a great time. All right, we're looking for now public communications from the public on any subject at this point. Is there anybody from the public who would like to address the board? Please come to the podium, state your name and address for the record.
My name is Jillian Carlson, and I live at 62 Old Turnpike Road. Good evening, and congratulations to both the newly elected and returning board members. For the first time in more than 20 years, Southington voters elected a Democratic majority to the board. Regardless of party, the message from this community could not be more clear. Southington is demanding change. Change in transparency, accountability, and in how this district supports its most vulnerable students. Tonight, I'm asking you to make your first act as a new board the one this community needs most. Begin the process of hiring a qualified permanent director of pupil services. For those who may not be aware, the former director was placed on administrative leave pending an investigation in April 2025. She officially left the district via a termination-turned-separation agreement in August 2025, after the district spent over $25,000 investigating her conduct. It is now November, 7 months later, with no communication, no job posting, and no plan shared with families or the community. And this silence is not new. I spoke at the September 11th board meeting, raising serious concerns about the state of the Pupil Services Department. And after that meeting, not a word, not an update, not a communication to parents or the community, not even an acknowledgement. Silence has become the district's response to a department in crisis, and we cannot allow that pattern to continue. For the largest, most complex department in the district, one that serves over 1,000 students, this is not a transition, it is a leadership crisis. And that crisis directly contradicts the district's own strategic plan. Southington's stated core values include students first, whole child development, belonging and inclusion, and integrity and accountability. Its priorities include student well-being, talent management, and special education systems and structures. How does a 7-month leadership gap align with any of those values or priorities? And let's be clear, these problems were not unknown. They were acknowledged internally by district leadership and union representation. These are not parent allegations. These are documented statements from your own administrators made within the past year. Superintendent Medancy said he had serious concerns about the special education department. Assistant Superintendent Pepe stated the challenges the special education department is facing are due to communication, planning, and execution. He also used the word dysfunction to describe the department. The Director of Teaching and Learning described substantial problems of practice within the department. The union president relayed district-wide staff concerns describing critical issues within the Department of Pupil Services, failures of leadership, lack of support from leadership, and requests for assistance being met with sarcasm, dismissive remarks, or no support at all. Union feedback made clear that morale has collapsed under years of inconsistent and dismissive leadership. Teachers, related service providers, and support staff, the very people who make special education work day to day, have been raising red flags for years. When the people tasked with supporting our most vulnerable students are themselves unsupported, everybody loses, especially our children. According to that same correspondence, even the district's existing in-district special education programs haven't been formally evaluated since their inception. That means no systematic review of whether those programs are effective, safe, or meeting student needs. Despite that, the district recently announced a brand new elementary diagnostic classroom funded through a special education grant. They've already posted job openings for this new program, yet still haven't meaningfully assessed or improved the programs already in place. How can the district justify expanding when it hasn't thoroughly evaluated what already exists? That's not innovation, that's neglect. And it directly contradicts the district's stated values of accountability, integrity, and data-driven decision-making. And the impact of this dysfunction is showing up in the data. Over the past 5 years, while Connecticut's statewide rate of special education students identified with an emotional disability dropped from 7.4% to 6%, Southington's rate increased sharply from 5.7% to 8.2%. That's a swing of more than 3 percentage points in the wrong direction, making Southington one of the few districts in the state where the prevalence of labeling a child with an emotional disability is rising instead of falling. That's not a coincidence, it's a red flag, and it suggests the district is over-identifying students under the emotional disability label rather than addressing the root causes of their struggles. When distress is labeled instead of understood, when behavior is treated as defiance instead of communication, and when students are punished instead of supported, they fall further behind. And now with this so-called diagnostic classroom, the district risks repeating the same mistakes on a larger scale. Instead of providing real intervention, the diagnostic classroom risks becoming a holding tank, a place to put kids while the district collects data to justify the placements they already wanted. That's not student-centered decision-making. That's looping data around predetermined outcomes. That isn't early intervention or individualized support. It's displacement. If the district doesn't learn from years of dysfunction, the diagnostic classroom will become a dumping ground, not a solution. The solution is not silence or maintaining the status quo, and the solution is certainly not quietly sliding interim leaders into permanent roles without a transparent, competitive, community-involved process. Southington has already told you it's ready for change, so please show us that the board is ready too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anybody else who would like to speak? Seeing none? Okay. Yes, so at this point, the Board of Education is going to go into executive session to discuss an issue, so we need a motion to...
Move to go into executive session excluding the public and the press for the purpose of discussing student matters. Upon conclusion, reconvene to public session.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. We are going to convene into executive session. There are no action items coming after the executive session, so we are going to adjourn, and then we will adjourn the meeting. So there's no other further discussion after this.